Saddened by the vacancy of time. What did I just say there? Saddened by the vacancy of time. How slow have I become? Have I become less interesting? It's so hard. I don't like to sit here alone and I get this great idea and it lasts like 3 minutes, and by the time I want to get on, it just disappears on me. So sometimes I have to just come out and say it. If we were going, as time was a circle of 360 degrees, based on a multiple of 5. Why is it a multiple of 5? Because 5 times 720 is 3,600, 360 degrees, right? But the 5 is created by this, and the 2 parts we don't see behind us, in which is the actual flow of our energy. Although we're not going backwards, we're taking from what is behind in thought or any other fashion, and we're moving it forward. So what we do is we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we only take the behind the neck as 120 degrees and take the facade in front of us as 240 degrees. At 240 degrees, okay, in order to square that off, it would have to be 288. 4 times 72 degrees, because it's 5 degrees. 5 degrees times 72 equals 360 degrees, and as many times as you want to go around, we're still going only around once, and it's a multiple of 5. So when I use this against time, I would say every 360 years, minus 72 years, which is 720 degrees, because it's 72 degrees to go around times 5 minutes equals 360 degrees. Therefore, taking our 360 degree actual circle into twice around of 720, telling us we've passed twice around, but we only counted it once. See, time is all screwed up. So when I go from 288 years, or 2080, it's 3,600. Then it's 3,672. Then it's 3,744. 3744. Then Christ comes. 13 years later, the man of Christ. You see, when they announced the age of Jesus or whatever else they said, they didn't manufacture the English at the same time. They were talking in their time was real time, and whatever we figure out of their time is no longer real time, and who knows if time has stayed the same. And things, yes, have changed. There are many sides to the same word. So we bring it out to, in 5,760 years, which is the year 2000, or in 5,760 matrix years, which you have to add on to here, 72 for every 720 for every single 3,600. So here you would add on another 720, you would say it was the year 3,600. So we get to the time of 5760, 3 times 19, 3 times 20, 19, 19, 19. It's the saints come marching in. Oh, and the saints come marching in. What's a saint? Is it an element? It is electricity, my friends. Take a look at all the cards. All the cards we play cards with, tell me if it's electrical or if it's plumbing. Okay, it's going to be one of the two because it's part of hydroelectric. So when we bring it out here to 5760, the number of days from 6,000 years, because I'm going to bring this even to 6,000, just because I don't have a calculator to tell you exactly, it becomes 5 times 25, which equals 1 1/4. 5.125. 5 times a quarter is 1.25. 5 times 5 times 5 is the Mayan time of May 5th, 5th month of the 5th day. The 50 is the pass. The earth pass is 5250. And I have on one of my pages, where there's a design, and it's not an earth pass, it has to do with something else, a different kind of passage in this world, and I do not know where it went. But I did want to say something to some of my new listeners. Alen, Marhaban, Allah wa salam. It means welcome and greetings in Arabic. And from the Netherlands, okay, they speak Dutch. And if we wanted to say something in Dutch, we would have to say, welcome. Welkomest Welcome, Ethan. Now, it's very funny that in Dutch, they're using a word now that can go to Arabic. And it's true. Everything I ever thought about Arabic is the air you breathe. The Middle East is the combination of what man is today. Some of them went this way and became that family. Some of them became that way and that family. Religion, the Hebrews. They didn't call them the Jews, the Hebrews. What were the Hebrews? What does he conjure up? Did they have to teach these people not to make any wishes? The magical wish of the Jewish? The Hebrew, the brewing storm of the sea. So let me bring this up to here. We have 4,608 years. Now we have gone forward 15 more years. 46, 23. 23 equals 46 equals 69. 9 times 6 is 54. Day of the sun. 144 from 720. 576, 576, 576. The spirit of 76 is 86. The spirit of 86 is 76 because it's the star spirit, the electron. 5 by 7 is 35. 35 by 6 is 18, and 5 is 210. 210, the 0 equals 6 is 216, or 216 hours, 144 hours, and 72 hours. Metric time. Would you like an explanation? Well, there's 24 hours in a day, in which 16 hours are awake and 9 hours are asleep. 16 hours are awake and 8 hours are asleep. Double up in one heaven. The one spirit of 6 is the 16, or 16 and 61. And what's so funny about 61 and 16 is that not only that is it equal 77, but 61 is the one spirit of 6 that's on the dice. 61 and 52 is this year, the 13th year, 113. There's a new way to count somebody showed me, and I forgot about it, and they brought it back up, and it's thanks to them I was able to think about this, is that if you take your age and the year you were born, let's say you were born in 1947, okay? If you're born in 1947, and this year, I'm going to guess your age. 57, 67, 77, 87, 97. 07 makes you 50. You're 56 years old. No, you're 66 years old. And you were born in 1947. And you're 66 years old. Now, if I add up 66 and 47, it's 113. So that's where it ends mentally for some people. But I'm going to take it a step further. You're 382 years old. But I don't want to start from 382 years ago. You're 382 years old, and you were born in 1272. And you're 382 years old, I'm going to use now, is 4, is 5, is 6, which brings you to 1654. 2 and 2 is 4. 8 and 7 is 15. 15. Did you know that 65, in the crap table, you win with 11? But the other way becomes 1 and 2 is 77, and you lose. Okay, you didn't get that one. Do you want to go back to the years? So when we multiply the number of years of 50 years, okay, 50 or 40, I'm not sure which one is the best one to use, because in Monopoly, if creation is 30, there's always an extra 10 you must go every single time to recreate your passage in the 10 worlds. See, somebody just showed me today that Christ came from this world. He was the I am God. He wasn't the who God. He was the I am. So we knew who, but we didn't want to know who. Is that what we wanted? Was it who I am? It's who I am. He walked around, he paraded around, and the disciples, they took notes. Because back then, we were easily spooked. We're easily spooked. No one wanted to save him, so we weren't spooked. And I don't want to say he was a bad man. He was a person just like anybody else. But the idolism of the Christ is so much greater than any man can ever be. Because you're persuaded to make a choice, and you have no choice when you make a choice, because whatever you end up doing is the choice you have taken. And Jesus didn't do that, because he didn't fight back from his death on the cross. And what kind of cross was it? Just to be hung up there that you couldn't come down and the birds were going to come at you? I don't see any nails. I've been looking up nails for a week now, and I don't have any nails. And now to think that somebody owns a nail, something that rusts over time, they're going to show me a nail from a long time ago? I'm not too sure about that. So anyways, we get the period of time in which we remove 50 years. 50 times 365. This here is 5,000 days for every 1,000 years. That's what I am missing for 360 degrees. 360 degrees, 288 degrees, which is the actuality maybe of 360 degrees. 360 degrees should have been 288 years. So we take 5.25, the number of days, times the years is 6,000, gives me 30,000 days over here. In 30,000 days, okay, how many years do you have in 30,000 days? You have about 60 years, 70 years, 80 years is 24. You have about 80, 85 years. So let's say it was 88 years. So let's take away 88 from this, and we'll get 4620. Or 4623, like I said before. So yes, it still basically works out. 4623, unless the last 4 parts of the year is because we must reconnect the moon. See, the size of the moon, right, distance us to use up more days. And how can I show you that on paper? I know this is a little bit all over the place, but here's something from St. Raphael. See what's at the moon end here? It's the moon. It's the spread for your head, whichever way you want to put it. No matter what, the two sides cannot come together, and they end at your ears. So we put the moon on top. And this is one of the reasons that we might have the extra day or 2 days or 3 days at the end of the year, is because we have 91 times 4 is 364, and then there's 1.25 days that are left over, and I would say that is for man's head. Why? Because it's his birth and creation, something that comes through his skull. Anyways, I'm going to back this up now. Mrtacpans, it also says part of Mars, the Mars-Moons Association. Greeting to the boys, the Brethren, the air, the Arab, the Arabic, the angel, the beta life creation, air of the angel, Ara, Araid, the aid, the help, the one who brings the welcome mat, the rabbi, the ancient rabbi, the bear. Welcome to the moon, Arab says. Mars has a hat. So Mars now wears the hat of the Arab. Why? Why is Mars and Arab together? Why are they wearing 2 moons on their head? What does it mean for the Arab to have 2 moons? Do they actually not need the hat? Or is the moon on their head, the hat on their head, the extra paraphernalia in order to stop the vibrations from the outside world? And that's why they wear what they call a turbine. Okay? Does it speed it up or does it slow it down? Does it make them faster? Does it make them slower? Does it not change at all? Another thing I wanted to show was this over here. Now what this is over here is part of the Archangel Raphael, whatever his name is. Okay? If you take a look, 1, 2, 3, this is the connection arm. When you see an E, it's because the arm in the center is a connection arm, and it must go halfway or all the way through in order to solder the sides together, in which you can see that over here and over here is the H, but in between the H is the I, H-I-N-O. You can turn it on an angle, okay? If you want, we can take it from this side, bring it to this side and in, or this side, bring it to this side, we can create the swastika with it. Another way to recreate the 5-point star. You see the pig's nose inside? You have 2 sides, 2 tunnels of the nose. But here, man's wear, he wears it on his head. You see the loop over here? It creates an X. Now the question is, these are arms that move freely, and they'll redesign anything if there was ink at the end of each edge. Here is the Gamma Gimel, which looks the same, but if you take a look at it, it looks like a 7 and a 1. At the same time, it looks like a bent over chair or a number 4. And at the same time, if you calculate it out, okay, it would equal to 45. Why? Let's look at it over here. Okay, this is in the 1 position, this is in the 5 position, this is in the 4 position. This is in the 3 position, this is in the 2 position, this is in the 5 position. This is in the 6 position, this is in the 5 position, this is in the 9 position. So these are our positions on the swastika. Again, another way to write out the swastika. The 28-day cycle, man, M-A-N equals 28. 8 by 3.5, which is the 8 heaven times the 3 creation of the 5 paths. See the way we have the 9 here? But here we only have 4. Why? Because if we have to open and spread it open, we have to give space for the center. Each one of these gets their own corner. Now the reason this one is over here is because it doesn't belong here. This one doesn't belong here, it belongs over here. This one is from the 3 corner. Let's put it back here. This, okay, let me do it again. Okay, we're going to watch. This one belongs in the 3 corner. Let's call it 3. Right now, this one is in the, this one here, okay, is in the 3 corner, and it's in the 1 corner. So say it's 3, 1. This one over here is in the 3 corner, and it goes in the 9 corner. So it was in the 3 corner, it goes in the 9 corner. This one is in the 7 corner, and it belongs in the 1 corner. So this one here belongs in the 1 corner, 7 and 1. Now, which one belongs over here? We did this one goes here, this one goes here, this one, oh, this one here is in the 9 corner, and it belongs in the 7 corner, 9, 7. So we have 1, 7, 3, 9, 7, 3, 9, and well, I'm going to put it over here, 3, 9, hold on a second, hold it, please. You know, after looking at this, I must have looked at this 1,000 times, and I've always done it differently. So now we know how to do it. Why does this go here? Because these are corners. These are corners. So now this becomes 8. This one becomes 3. This one becomes 4. 3 and 1. This one becomes 9 and 7 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. And this one, 3 and 9 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. So this is what we get. 8 and 3 is 11. 7 and 4 is 11. Now these are all outside of the card range. You know, the deck of cards? But at the same time, they're out of the card range. 3, 4. When it's above 7 and it's out of this range, that means the opposition that connects to it has to be in this range. Because anything out of this range will automatically be in this range. Give me a number. 6, 6. 7 you don't have. You have 7 as it's in a duplicate between 6 and 1. And 6 and 1. I have to put the 1 up. You see the way the 1 is up? You see the curve? It's a bridge to go over the top. So if this dot actually meant a pipe, then this would be the actual bridge, unless this pipe turns all around because it has, and this is the swing, this is the weight. There's always some sort of weight. Nothing's going around unless there's a weight. Well, that's for sure. So now we have this one and this one that comes together. We have this one and this one that comes together. Now what's here? What's here? Down here is 2, 5, and 8, and over here is 4, 5, and 6. And every circle you have with this cross in the center will always equal to 20. Okay, the rotation of 5 is an exit rotation. What does it mean by an exit rotation? If you were here, okay, you can have 2 circles, 1 circle here and 1 circle here. This will be the black circle. Okay, this will be your rotation. The core of the tires are all hooked up to here, and the tires are around spinning around the core. One is whole, one is solid. Something has to hold something somewhere in order to be something. It can also be a pipe where something gets passed in between. You make a big circle, it's a pipe, it passes in between. And this is what passes inside. You hold around the pipe. Okay, so now we know what this is. This becomes 8, this becomes 3. 8 by 3 is 24. 8 plus 3 is 11 equals 35. 4 by 7 is 28. 4 plus 7 is 11 equals to 39. The total is 74. This is the totality of the gematria tree, and this is dead center. This is the man, and this is the cat's house. Spirit angel of man, 8 and 3 comes together. This and this will be recalibrated again. But this one will never change. This one will change to 15, and this one will change to 8, which will make 23, and at the end it'll say 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 3. This one will become 3. This one, no matter what you do to it, at the end, the best you can get is 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 and 3 will be the end, and that's your creation from this star, which came from this star but got replaced. Because in this order, over here, was 9. And in this order, over here was 3. And in this order, over here was 1. And in this order, this one was 7. So you'd have 1973. And these are the 4 corners of your telephone. 9 and 7 is 16. 9 and 3 is 12. 12 and 16 is 28 for the man. 1 and 7 is 8. 1 and 9 is 10. 1 and 3. 4 and 19 is the moon. This is Nibiru and this is the moon. This is the ISON rotation of the moon and Nibiru. Now let's go to something else. I know we're 21 minutes into this. Here's something else. There's something to do with this number that was on a piece that was online. Let me see where it is. I'm going to see if it's over here, if I still have it. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something. I didn't see it. Yes, we haven't done this yet. Double letter, triple score. So the most you can get, double letter, the most you can get here is 20, okay, for the letters Q and H. That's right, Scrabble, Q and H. Q and Z will give you double numbers, 17 and 28. 17 and 28. Let me see if there's anything else. Netherlands, Greek, Google. No. This is something I wanted to show you, is this over here. Now, I'm not sure if you can see this on the other video. Let me see if you can see this on the video. Let me see where I am. Okay, let me see if I can show you this picture. No. Okay, do you see this picture? Anytime you have a crossing, it's always an X, and then it's an extension to the next place. Anytime you have a crossing, there must be something that's holding it there, a ring of some sort. It's 2 separate pieces, so there's got to be a ring. Every time you have a cross, 20, 20, 20, 20, but the center cross has the 5 in it. 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 88. From here to here to here to here. Are you following me around the circle? Then here you have the cross. It's an X again, and an X again, and an X again, and an X again. And it's got the leg on it to connect you to the next one. So something must be over here, or the circle is in the background. I don't know what it is yet. There's 3 different ones. Every time you have one, in fact, you see this one here? It could be a circle. If I just go connect this one to this one, it'll just be a circle. I'm not sure what you're actually seeing here. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand? This is the 1, 2, 3, 4 X's is 80. Then the center is 88 because the circle is something, plus the center is 5, the circle is 3. Let's say a circle is 3. A circle is 3, but if it goes all the way around, it's 360. So where am I now? Okay, I'm not sure what you saw with that. So anyways, this part over here, 7286 minus the year this all began, is 5281. I just found this online, and it was talking about an area of space. This happens to be united with Venus and Earth. When you bring the 5, this is just how to work these numbers. 2, 5, and 8 are the center of your calculator. When you start, you begin 1, 2, 5. Why? Because 1 and 2 makes 3, and 2 makes 5. How does 5 make 8? With 3. 2 and 1. 5 and 2 is the 7 world. 5 and 5 is the 10 world. 5 and 8 is the 13 world. 2, 5, and 8. 2, 5, and 8. 1 is inside 5. 2, 5, and 8 is the center of your phone. Mars and Earth and Venus. 28 is man. 18 is Angel Raish. And Yars. Hey, Yars. Anybody here the Irish or the Scottish? Well, this says years. 25 years. R and Y. Earth and Venus. 25 years. What does that mean? Is it 1 and 5? 5 times 5 and 6 times 3? 36 and 55? 36 and 55. 36 and 55 is 91. Angel spirit is 91, and 91 stands for the archangel, Raphael. 91 is inside Christ at the same time. Christ was a manipulated makeup of something, I'm not quite sure, but I do honor the man for whatever the truth may be. 4 and 3 is 7, 7 and 6 is 7, 4 and 6 is 10, 7 and 3 is 10. The bow tie. How the bow tie comes together to be created. Actually, I drew it upside down. It has to go. Oh, no, it's not. It's right. 7 and 4, 3 and 6. This is the bow tie. It's funny. How many lumps would you like? 1 lump or 2. So what are you actually getting if I want 1 lump or 2? Am I actually talking about sugar? 1 lump or 2? Are we talking about a camel? What are we talking about, 1 lump or 2? Camels, horses like apples. Wow. Sorry. This is a piece from Mark Rodin. He might not know what it is, but he's showing it up right now. This guy has the answers to everything. Hey, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? We have a visitor. And I'm really serious. This guy does have the answers to everything because he knows all the numbers and their coordinates. Whatever I do, he'll know the electronical way and what it means. But at the same time, he's picked up. He also knows the ways, the biblical ways, through the numbers too now. He's seen more and more. The more he sees the numbers, the more he knows. Mark Rodin. His name marks the spot. Roe is a set of salmon eggs, all in some kind of... You ever see salmon eggs, the way they come together, like in little triangular packages? It's gold. That triangular is gold. Because in a triangle, 2 points in a square, 1 point goes across this way, 2 points are going straight up. With a triangle, it's always on an angle. It always gets the screw. In here it says rescue. This is the New York Firemen's Society. But if you look at it, really, I can turn this into a propeller of a plane. This is the letter C. It's also the S. It's also the 5. It's a key for a wrench, a hexagon wrench or a square wrench. No matter what, every time you go in for a wrench, it's 3/4 of a hexagon. Here's another piece. Now some of these are really hard to put together. Here's the 1, here's the 2. You turn this one sideways, it becomes something else. If I turn it sideways, it becomes like this and like this. Now I got the digital. Since you have the digital, over here in the Magen David, it becomes flat. You write the flat for the Magen David here, then you write the hat over here, and then you write the flat over here. So this is the digital. Then the bottom one is this, and we take that for digital. And then we make them come together. Well, I'm not doing it the right way. One I took from here, one I took from there. But anyways. See what happens? Once you extend and make everything bigger, you now have your permanent X. You have the passage and you have the sidebars. So you can either go through it or hold on to go around it to go down to the bottom. And the same thing comes from here. I'm still looking for wherever that... Here we go. Now we have the mug and dove it, but we have it with digital. Now we go around and we go around. Now if you want to see another place for this, okay, and someone was asking, is there another place we can go and find this number? And I looked and I looked, and unless you play a little bit, you can't really find unless you play. And I found it in the Asterians Occult Art, okay, and they wrote this up. And they wrote this up, and hold on a second, let me find out where it was. You're still with me? I'm going back. Sorry about that. I know, here, I'll let you look at something, here. While you're waiting for me. Is it too close? Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here it is. It's right here. You follow me? It's right here. Here is where your X's are. Okay? Here's the south. This is the north. Bahee. You have to understand what these are. You see it's upside down? You see the ridge? The ridge says one spins in the other. You see the angles? You see the lines? The line says direction, the path. This is the path. Okay, that's the path. It's not me, it's what it says. Can you see? This is what I've been trying to look for the past 2 minutes. If I go to images, okay, there's so many things to look at. I don't know why they write this. Look, my name. It's funny. Look, 4, 2, 4. It depends on the way you want. I mean, I can do a lot of stuff with this, but I'm quite sure people have already done it. In fact, my name is all over this page. That's really funny. Oh, there's one of them. You see this? The two digitals and east and west. Wow, this is quite interesting. But before we stick our nose into something else, let me finish this video, which started out to be a good video. And so that's how we recreated this. This is the mug and dove. Here's one side. There's the other side. Do I have to design any more? But take a look in the center. It's an 8, or it's a DNA strand. You see the double helix of the DNA strand? You pass through 2 different worlds, or maybe 3 different worlds, and you collide in the center. You become one. You become one almost like you were always the same one, but you're not. And then there's this piece here. What this piece does is this recreates the I. This recreates the C because it's open on the outside. And at the same time, it recreates the H because we do have to connect it down the center, in which the point over here will never touch. You see the point over here? It will never touch. I made it a sideways, just like this. I put here and here. And then what I did is I did the same thing. There's one square here and one square here, except this time I made a box in the center of the 2. So I become the X holding O and O. The same as this. What I would have to do is turn this sideways. I put one on this side. And then you'd have the digital between X, C10, 105. All the numbers mean something. Now, maybe I'm not explaining things properly. I'm way behind what I used to be. I had to pull myself back because if I didn't, it was going to be a long winter. Earth, one planet, another planet. We're turning in each other. There's more than one planet. Earth is more than one planet. Have you ever thought of that idea? And it doesn't matter because you have the Suez Canal and a couple of canals and you pass in the ocean. You wouldn't know the difference anyways, would you? As one, we're Earth. Earth is an association of planets, just like you have two ears. You got an ear? Yeah. You got one Earth? No. How many Earths you got? Well, I don't know. I dug a hole yesterday. There was Earth down below. And I dug even deeper and they kept taking out Earth. And the more I dug, the more Earth I dug out. There's other things. If you pick up two dice, and one of the dice says 5 and the other one says 2, what do you got? 25. 52. Got a 5 and a 2, you got 7. Air and water. Because you have to have a valve for air and water to go to add justice. To adjust, to add justice, air and water. What easier formation can you have for a sponge or an elastic? Mark Rodin's numbers. He will bring you the gold. He will bring you the DNA, the salmon eggs. Rodan. That's the DNA split of two lips. Here's a part that they were looking for that I designed today. The Aztec Freelies of 1539. Why 1539? I don't know. It just seemed to have popped up. I know it's not a great video, but it's not the first time it was sent to me. But 39 is the spirit. Okay, 13, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. 13, 31, 1, 3, 3, 1. 1, 1, 1 is 3. 3, 3, 3 is 9. 39, Herbert Hoover, Hoover Dam. The Aztec Freelies, what did I do here? It's a curved road. You see the way it's a pillar that holds something up? This is a boat. Well, I put it together in double dimensional with these numbers, and then I took it apart to see what I had. Anyways, this video sucks. If you use the letter O to the letter Z, okay, you have used O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. You have used 12 letters, but if you go from A to O, you'll use 15 letters. That means it's 15 on the upside and 12 on the low, or you stop at the letter N. N gives you 14 letters. A to N equals 136, 138 to N, take away O is 105. O to Z equals 246, 261, if we did it the other way. 261, the explanation, this is the dog pound. Man is the one, spirit is 6. 26 is the letter Z. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 9 is 21. Man is a cube. It also equals to 53. 5 and 3 is 8. 6 and 2 is 8. 1 and 5 is 6. Why is 1 and 5 is 6? 1 plus 5 is 6. It also can be rectified if we change the 0 to a 6, and then it would be 2. 2 and 5 would be 7. 15 plus 1 is 16. Plus 5 is 21. 2 and 1 is 3. 3, 2, 6. Nibiru. Anyways, the heart is 52. The short count in heart is 32. The difference of the two is 9. And then total of the difference is 73, Nibiru. Earth, Nibiru. Area, 60 plus 1. 4 equals area 60 plus 1. Why? 6 is in the one group. Can we use it as 6? But 6 and 6 is the same number. So we have to use it from the first group. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the first group. 5 is the energy group. And then 6, 7, 8, 9 is the next group. 6 is the one position of the next group. 9 is the opposition of 6. 9 and 6 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 9 and 1 is 10. 4 and 10 This represents number 4. There's a whole bunch of other letters that are in here, and if you take a look, when I add up all the numbers to the alphabet, A to O equals 120. When you go from P, 16, I think I got it right. P16, no, O15 gives you 246. P gives you 231. ABC plus ABO, 0, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. Isn't it funny the way they come together? 3, 5, 1, 1, 3, 5. It says ace. When you piece these back together, the 0 you would put on the 3. The 2 you'd put on the 1. You put 103 in here. 103 in here would be 2, 3, 1. You know what this would say? Actually, was that what I said? 103. Put 1 here, makes it 3. Put 0 here and 3 here. No, I did something right, but I said it wrong. Put 1 here. Is that what we would do? I would take 120, I'd go 3, 5, 1. Anyways, it would say ace, and at the same time it would reflect Mercury. Now, there's a few real good things I did today, and for some reason, they just didn't come out. I've got a word that says Hudson Bay, hydro, and drones. Does that mean we have drones? Are there any planes driving over Hudson Bay right now? How far is Hudson Bay and what's going on in Hudson Bay? Are there drones out there? Where is our hydro? Hydro, drone, water drones. What does it mean, a water drone? Is there something that's alive living under the water right now? Drones, maybe the way the ocean moves. Hiab, the bay moves. Why does it move? Hiab, 82:19, the one spirit of the two heaven of the moon. Hiab, that's like a campsite of some sort, right? A bay, bay of what? What is moving? What is the creation of this? You see, I know it's not normal. It's not normal oh, here's the other part. You remember those special shoes we have? Well, at the same time, it becomes another dimension and the Western Star. The anonymous mustache becomes the plate, the plankton for the Western Star. It seems like it's holding two sides between it. It's in the west, but it holds up the east. And the beak is where the planets are. The beaks of the two birds back to back is where the planets are. And if you ever talk about a boat, okay, what's a boat? When you play poker, what's a boat? What your chips are about in poker, everything about anything always means something about something. Like I used over here a whole dot, which means there is no passage or the passage is full. You can use it to swing around and go down. Okay, do you see these points on the end? Those would be rollers. You would turn around as a screw, okay, on each side of the wall, and you screw yourself all the way down. Instead of going down quick, you screw yourself down so you can slow yourself down faster, as well as you screw yourself up. Twisted Sisters. I've been hearing a lot of radio that is Canadian radio, but owned by the Americans, and then it's American radio owned by the Canadians. Just really weird. Trains. There's so much to do. I mean, there's so many ways to look at this. J is the 11th card, but it's the 10th letter. The King is the 11th letter, but here, because J is 11, we had to put King as 12. They're both King and Jack become the 11th. King is the 11th letter. Jack is the 11th card. 11, King Jack. King Jack. Oh no, does that mean my uncle's the king? So let me go back in this. There's a lot of stuff I really didn't get to. When we count, we add 31 and 7, which is very funny, because I'm going to show you something that I know you might not understand. But double zero. How do we avoid double zero? 7 and 22 would be 29. 23, 24, 25. We go all the way to 30 and 6. And then maximum, there are 7 days of 31. Then 32 by 8, 33 by 9, 34 by 10, 35 by 2. You see, if you notice the distance between every single one, the first one, the distance is 15. But as you go up, the distance is not increased. You see the way the distance is 24 here? Excuse me. The distance over here is 35, and 11 is 24. Now something's going wrong. 35, this should have been 37. Anyways, whatever it is, while I added up the numbers, when I got to 37, I was at 13. That's what I needed to be. That's the 50-yard line. At the same time, 1 and 3 is 4. 4 and 37 is 41, and that's a Monopoly game. Each one of these is the middle of the gematria tree of roulette, the Monopoly game, and a bunch of other things I cannot explain. I'm a little lost. I don't know why. I don't know why. I really don't, but I'm a little all over the place. There is some really good stuff coming into my head. I just can't get it out. But that's okay. There's going to come a time where it's all going to come out in one shot, and I'm going to make sure by that time that everybody's able to understand what I have to say. If there's something you'd like to ask, I'll work on it, because I know anything I work on, I'm always going to find something out, and it's always exciting. I can always tell you what you want to know. But right now, I seem to be fishing and floating. Thank you for watching. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. They're turning everybody younger in our money. And they say there are few, and there's a train coming. There was already one train down. Did anybody see that? For those of you who've watched me before and know I spoke about the trains, look for the New York train and see what happened this weekend. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Time is catching up with us.